aggressive. I think even without having seen the first best of 3 between them, you could almost predict that these two, just purely based on their styles, would have a clashing of wills early on in the game.
Yeah, exactly. Because they have very similar, I don't even want to say styles, but I want to say spirits, right? Because Marineking is a very, you've seen him get ultra aggressive. He almost will get a little trolly when he plays. Hart he is that aggressive spirit. So I don't know. I don't know if that's the right description, but I thought yesterday that I was really going to enjoy these two face off, and then I was like, it is. That's exactly what I expected. And we're getting the same thing right here, right now. All right, let's introduce our players. Oh, Advi's is like, woohoo. That's okay.
Woohoo,
here
overtime.
in the northeast corner, it's like, let me zoom in. On the red Terran, it is Marineking Prime. You know, I mentioned a little bit of anger. Is Marineking Prime going to take it out on this guy in the southwest position on Cloud Kingdom as the blue Terran? It is Complexity Hart. Because I don't think Marineking thought he was going to lose that. You know, QXC mentioned that he had no production after that battle. And it wasn't that he didn't have the production. He was working on getting, you know, the other factories up, but he just wasn't building anything.
Maybe he thought it was kind of over.
It was over, right.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever actually scouted where it was. So.
Yeah. Yeah, because he took down the first attack really rather surprisingly well. And then he thought, maybe you're just going to go back now and expand. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to add these extra production buildings. You lost a bunch of SCVs, I lost a bunch, but I still have enough. His income is actually better. A lot of information which we casters have that the players don't. And you make these kind of, let's say, educated guesses all the time. This time he was wrong.
Yeah. Depot's going to go up here on MKP's side. He slips this SCV around, which is kind of interesting. He was not seen by Hart inside his base, so MKP did take a gas this time around. Well,
yeah,
Hart
they're kind of taking turns with that.
Yeah.
Now Marineking is on the gas again.
Yeah, they're just back and forth.
Yeah.
One techs, the other one doesn't, and then back and forth. But definitely going to see a low ground CC here from Hart. And look at this, we've got Marineking is going to do the exact same thing to him.
You're kidding me, man.
He hid that SCV really nice. I mean, we saw him go around the natural. And, I mean, you know, I mentioned that he likes to be a little trollish in his play, and this is exactly what I was talking about.
And now, if we're taking a look at this SCV from Hart, he's going to places which you would not necessarily expect anything to be at. So he wants to make sure that perhaps... Oh, take a look. These Marines could ambush this SCV.
Oh.
1 hit, 2 hit. No, just out of range. But nice try there by Marineking.
Yeah, but he's kept it... He's kept it all very, he's going to get out of Hellion first.
This SCV is going to scout the factory. I'm calling it right now. He's gone around the map halfway.
He might go really quick. Banshee does have a second gas getting up there, so maybe that's what he's going to do. Over on the other side, we just have a lot of bio coming out here for Hart. You think he's going to do it?
Yeah, I think he's going to see it, but it kind of depends how often he looks at that SCV. His Marines are defending the front. Now got torched once by the Hellion, taking a lot of damage. Nice control there by Marineking.
Oh, MKP, what are you doing? Oh my gosh!
Oh, lost
he had the Hellion
there
in the back. I didn't even see him come from the back.
But that tells Hart something. Actually, the SCV did not find it, and he also didn't see the 2 additional Marines now coming down.
SCV's about to slip in. If he sees it, there's only around... Oh, Marines on the outside. Marines, you gotta take out. Oh, the SCV's gonna get in. He's gonna be like, what?
And he sees nothing.
Nothing and 2 gases. Like...
Now look at what Marineking is doing. He's making Hellions and a Medivac. And that Medivac was almost the winning grace of Hart in the last game. Marineking trying to repay him in kind. And he's going to drop stuff into the main where Hart has nothing. So it's always good to attack where the opponent has nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Here he goes in. 2 Hellions, 4 Marines. He can start to rally all of his units over there. Hasn't been seen quite yet.
He scooted 1 Hellion forward a bit and then moved it back. A little bit of a mistake, and most of the SCVs got taken away. Still enough to do some damage to Hart, but not as bad as it could be. And now Marines and 1 Marauder heading back to deal with this threat.
If he gets over by the high ground, he might actually be in pretty decent shape. He's going to fight with his SCVs here as well, but the medevac healing up. Don't forget about them. We now have all of the Marines going down.
He's killing so many SCVs, man.
He killed a lot of stuff, and there's 4 more Marines and another Hellion over here as well. He could drop inside the main. Is the second medevac out yet?
Oh, it's going to be a Banshee.
It's going to be out. Oh, it is going to be a Banshee.
Not a twin brother medevac. It's actually a brother who is looking very different. It's a Banshee coming from the same mother, the Starport. Will also be researching Cloak and is also making tanks. What a furious assault. And
This is absolutely a response to what happened in the last game. You think you can proxy something up? Well, let me show you what I can proxy up. And this is going to end up being incredibly devastating. Here, the Banshee inside the main, just hacking away. It's not really that close to Cloak yet, so he's got to be careful here. He will lose a little bit of health, but having the SCVs down there, he might even be able to ninja in a heal. At the same time, there's nothing at the front, so MKP could just walk forward and hit that GG button.
Yeah, Marineking with almost double the supply. Huge army raid here. Bunker is not even any occupied by any Marines at all, and Marineking is just coming now with the tank. No siege tech yet, but he doesn't really need it. Cloak has finished, but loses the Banshee. Did not even use Cloak, and now Hard cleaning up a lot of that. Still think Marineking is in the lead, but a little bit of a mistake there. Yeah,
and as there it is, GG. The reinforcements from MKP. Quickest TVT or the quickest TVT? We're only 2-1 right now, but the average game length, I think, has been under 10 minutes, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, and Marineking coming out there with a statement, which we see from a lot of the players here. You think you crazy? Me crazy too, man.
Pretty much. Guys, what do you think, QXEJP?
Well, first off, that Banshee, that's exactly what MKP was doing there. The entire time, he just kept lowering and lowering the Marine count of Heart. And because of that, the Banshee just basically reigned supreme there in the main. I also like the fact, and another thing that QXE pointed out here, MKP did that entirely blind. He never scouted his opponent once. So he had no idea what Heart might be going. And he's like, okay, I'll just rely on my incredible control and make sure that if this doesn't go my way, not to lose anything.
So we could have seen like a factory being proxied by both players.
Yeah, yeah. And MKP would have no idea whatsoever.
Yeah.
What do you think, UXC?
I mean, it was pretty interesting that it worked out the way it did. Like that, the 4 Marines were at the top of the ramp, and Hart was kind of expecting, like, okay, if he goes Hellions, it comes at a certain timing. But that timing is different when the factory is right outside your base.
Yeah.
And so that was, the bunker was late, the Hellions were out of position, all those little things. If he had been able to keep, he had, I think, 5 Marines there. If he was able to keep 4 of them alive, then you can keep a couple in that bunker, you can retreat into your main. And it was just, Hart was just one step behind in all of those engagements. The Heli and the Marines did too much damage. Then he had to pull all his SCVs, which reduces his income. He is not able to build enough units, not get the upgrades started. Just put him in a bad spot, and it snowballed very quickly.
QXC, Refinery first. Is it the better opening in TVT?
Do you like Banshees?
Do you like winning? So far, the person who opened up Refinery won every time.
It's true.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things that definitely, just like anything else in StarCraft, if your opponent knows what you're doing, you get too predictable, you're going to be in a bad spot. We haven't seen anyone do kind of the anti-gas first build that's very common. So you scout your opponent goes gas first, you go barracks gas, and then you go reactor, barracks, siege tanks, Raven, Viking. And just about anything that comes out of gas first, you can take care of. He's going to probably go Hellions. You've got tanks. He's going to make Marine Hellion. You've got Marine tank. He makes Banshees. You got a Viking. You got Ravens. And we haven't really seen that interaction just because of the limited amount of information in each of these games from the players.
Okay, let's see what's going to happen in the 4th game. Both players are ready.
Oh, are they ready already?
I
think. Okay, yeah.
Small restroom break.
I guess so. I was all worried.
Marineking was getting so excited from those short games, he had to take a small break. But here we are, both players ready.
You had to go to the WC, right?
Yeah.
What is that?
WC?
Yeah, the WC.
Water closet.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I learned that from a Warcraft 3 player, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know which one it was, but... What? I didn't know. Someone said, please don't start the game.
What do you guys say
I'm
in the
going
USA?
to the